Get your ears wrapped around the Golden State Media Concepts Basketball Podcast. All the scoop you need to know from college basketball to the NBA and even March Madness. News of your rising stars. Topics on and off the hardwood. This is the Golden State Media Concepts Basketball Podcast.
Welcome to the GSMC Basketball Podcast with your host, Ryan Holloway, presented on the GSMC Podcast Network for all of your podcasting needs. How have you guys been? Has everything been cool? Did you have an incredible weekend? I hope so. I was a tad missing this weekend. Kind of went to Portland to go see the Jay-Z concert. Figured I would go ahead and kill two birds with one stone. Go see Hove, go see a legend, and go to Portland. Never been to Portland before. Turns out it's very cold there, colder than I expected. I didn't know like weather gets in the 30s. Sounds naive, but I didn't know that's how weather worked. I thought in California, cold is like 50 something, but turns out it gets colder than 50 in places. So I learned something new. Anyhow, so this is where we're at with this. I went to go see a legend, right? And with that, there was it was kind of introspective because we got something else that's happening today with another legend, and I feel like this is all relative. I feel like it all relates. Today is a very special day in NBA history. You may ask why. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna jump in here and just all willy-nilly telling y'all I didn't even tell you what we're gonna talk about today. Wait, you know what? I'm not gonna do that because if I do, then I'm gonna have commitments to cover some other things, but we have something very special happening in the NBA, and this might take up two whole segments, so I can't really necessarily make any promises. Okay? I can't make any promises to you guys, but I will say that I will talk about LeBron and Lonzo Ball's conversation that was hidden, but it wasn't really supposed to be, and I will talk about Melo's struggles during this return to Madison Square Garden if we do have time, but the most important thing happening today in the NBA. It's been very, very special. Not only are the Lakers playing the Warriors, which is always fun because, it's the Warriors and they're playing in the Staples Center. So today, the Lakers are going to retire both of Kobe Bryant's jerseys. Kobe Bean Bryant, the Black Mamba, as I like to call him. I don't necessarily like that nickname. I feel like it's kind of silly. And for Kobe to be in the league for so long, I think that they could have gave him a better nickname. Like, I feel like Black Mamba. I'm not sure if Nike made that up or who made it up, but there's better nicknames than that. Like, there's way better. That might be, if I have to think about nicknames across sports, that might be the worst one. I'm trying to think. Yeah, there's other nicknames I don't necessarily like, but they don't sound bad. I don't necessarily like Big Papi. I don't really like it. But I guess it's a cool nickname, right? People call him that. It's a cool nickname, but it's not they could have gave Kobe. They should have just called him Bean. Anyway, Kobe Bryant, in case you guys didn't know this, Kobe Vino Bean is a 5-time NBA champion, 18-time All-Star, 11-time NBA first team, and 2-time scoring championship. When they say like 18-time NBA All-Star, I think you only really measure those when you haven't had that many All-Star appearances, because like when you're as great as Kobe and you measure those things, it just makes it seem like you're bragging. Like, for example, if I grossed $500 million, right, and I brag to you about how much taxes I had to pay, you kind of already know that if I made $500 million, you know how much taxes I had to pay. Like, I don't have to tell you that. Like, yeah, man. And then my tax bill was 6 figures, so you know how it is when you make $500 million. Like, I feel like people would already know that. Like, I feel like someone would know. Like, hey man, my tax bill, 7 figures because I made $500 million. No, like if Kobe has scored, if Kobe's a 5-time NBA champion, I'm gonna assume that he's been an All-Star a lot of times. 18 times doesn't do it for me. That number doesn't need to be measured. More important numbers. He's third in most points scored. Like in overall scoring in the NBA, he's third with 33,000 points. 33,000 points. He's third in all-time scoring. Third. How? Because he's been pulling. You want to know why? Because he's fifth in all-time field goals made. And then minutes played is sixth, which is 48,000 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and take my hat off to Kobe. The interesting thing is about Kobe Bryant and this whole retirement situation is this. I feel like they're retiring his number pretty fast, right? Like, I want to say the last time we saw Kobe play was in 2016. That's when he dropped 60 on the Jazz and hit a buzzer beater for like the best going away ceremony in like the history of sports. It was great. Like, I don't, if you didn't watch that game or see it, then you missed out, because Kobe put on a show for the ages. It was great. Last game at home was incredible. It was good. He even said that his daughters didn't know he could play like that because they haven't seen him, like, they weren't very old when he was really good. So they were wondering like how he got so good. They didn't know. I think that'd be interesting to be really good at something your whole life, and then your kids see you and they're like, hey, we didn't know you could play basketball. Like, I've been playing basketball for 20 years. Like, yeah, well, we didn't know you were good. Wait, what? wait, what do you mean? What do you mean? What are you talking about? I wasn't good. Well, we never saw you like play like and score 60. Like, I scored 81 points. Yeah, Dad, whatever. Nobody's ever scored 81. That's stupid. Nobody believes you. Are you guys serious? Can you imagine that? I'm sorry, guys. Can you imagine that? Like, you go home and you're telling about it. Like, one time I scored 81. Your kids are like, whatever, dude. It doesn't matter. There's kids right now that are like 6 that know Kobe Bryant scored 81 points. But his own kids don't believe that he scored 81 because since they've been able to recognize him on the court, he hasn't been able to score 81. So I think I think that'd be funny as Kobe trying to convince, like, I don't know, like a 10-year-old that you at one point scored 81 points. They're gonna retire both of Kobe Bryant's numbers. They're retiring the 8 and the 24. The 8 was his first number he had. He originally wore 33 in high school, but he couldn't wear 33 because it was a great Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's number, and so he went with number 8, which was his second favorite player, Mike D'Antoni's number. He wore number 8, won 3 championships. Some things happened in his life. The Lakers got a different look. Shaq left. Things got rejuvenated. He changed his number to 24. Then he won 2 championships with number 24. So he made some changes. Basically, what ended up happening was he decided that he was just gonna do things a little bit different, which I can't really knock Kobe on that, because when it comes down to it, sometimes in life you just need like a different look of things. Like, this is something I do. It's something I do. I don't know if anyone else does this, but I do this a lot. Sometimes when things aren't like right in your house or in your bedroom, if you want some new energy in your whole house, whatever, if the energy's not right, you could just move your bed around or like change your furniture around and just change the feng shui, as they like to call it, right? So Kobe just decided he was just going to change the whole feng shui of his jersey game, which to me makes sense. And I guess I can understand why they're going to retire both numbers, because both numbers were significant in his whole career, right? It's not like he put on a different number at the end. It's like, I'm going to just wear this number. Yay. For because the numbers they're kind of identical. With number 8, he had 16,800 points. With number 24, he had 16,700 points. With number 8, he had 3,100 assists. With number 24, 3,100 assists. Rebounds, 3,600. 8. Rebounds with number 24, 3,400. Games, 707. Games, 638. Regular season victories, 514. Regular season victories, 428. So the numbers are pretty close. So I'm going to say it only makes sense that they go ahead and retire both numbers. I mean, because realistically, like, who wants to see someone else wearing one of those numbers? I'm going to give you a perfect example. And this isn't even Kobe Bryant level, right? I got 2 examples for you guys. Now, PG-13, Paul George is wearing 13 on OKC. Now, his nickname is PG-13, so I wouldn't expect for him to change his number. Like, it's not really a thing. Like, you wouldn't expect him to change his number because his number's in his nickname. So you have a number with your nickname in it, it kind of makes things a little bit difficult, but hey, that's fine. Whatever. That's what we're going to do. Like, Andre Kirilenko was AK-47 because he wore number 47. You start going to different teams, when they have that number, suddenly what are you going to do? Are you going to be AR-15? But your initials aren't AR. How does that work? Things get difficult. But I digress. Seeing Paul George wearing 13 seems weird to me. James Harden hasn't played there in years. James Harden hasn't played for OKC in years, but it just seems weird. It just seems strange. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I don't expect Paul George to change his number. I don't expect OKC to not give it to him. But hey, it just feels weird. You want to know what else feels weird? Valentine on the Bulls wearing 45. Michael Jordan hasn't worn 45 since what? Let's say 97. Wait, 96. Michael Jordan hasn't worn 45 since 1995, right? And I'm like, but seeing someone else wear 45 is like, ooh, what? Wait, what are you? Should you be wearing that? Like, I low key want to buy the jersey. Like, it says Valentine on the back, which is like a universal like holiday, right? Well, nationally, and it's 45. It's a Jordan jersey, kind of. Like, I'm all for it. So just because things like that look weird, I feel like the Lakers do have to retire both numbers, and it's Kobe Bryant. Like, what? I feel like they asked Kobe, hey, Kobe, so here's the thing. We're going to have a jersey retirement ceremony for you. And actually, I'm going to get to something else a little bit in a minute about why this jersey retirement thing is kind of off to me, because I kind of feel like this is happening pretty fast. But anyway, I feel like they went to Kobe and were like, so Kobe, we were balancing back and forth and we're trying to figure out which one of your jerseys meant the most to you or meant the most to our organization. And what we found out was we're going to go ahead and retire number 8. Retire number 8 because you were drafted with this number and you won 3 championships with this number. And it looks like, even though a lot of the stats are the same, this one has more championships on it. So we're going to retire this one. Do you like this one, or would you rather us retire number 24? And Kobe's like, both. I'm like, no. See, no. See, we're going to retire one of them, and we're here to ask you if, like, which one of the jerseys that you would like to retire, which one of the numbers, so the number 8 or the number 24. And Kobe's like, I said both. And the guy looks at Kobe. Well, okay, we're gonna regroup outside, and Kobe's just looking at him, giving him that nod and that look when he's not saying anything, but just that nod, the Kobe nod, like, okay, you're gonna do that. And okay, Kobe, we're gonna regroup. And then Kobe's like, listen, you guys regroup or whatever it is you guys need to do, but my recommendation is that you retire both numbers. She asked me for my opinion. That's where we're at with this right now. That's my opinion. So you can retire both of my jerseys, or you can retire none of my jerseys. And the guy's like, I don't really know how we would retire none of them or how that will work, but okay, Kobe, we'll be back. And they left the room. And that's how they got to this thing where they're going to retire both jerseys, because somebody was like, hey, we can't retire them both. And then someone else was like, well, why not? What difference does it make? Like, why can't we retire both the jerseys? And I don't want to go back and tell Kobe we're not going to retire both of his numbers. I'm not going to do it. Do you want to do it? So basically, no one wanted to go back in there and tell Kobe that we can only retire 2 of the numbers. And somebody was like, hey, I think it's best that we do this now before he tries to make us like retire another random number. Like, I don't want anything to do with it. I'm good. I'm cool. I pass. And the buck got passed, like in most bureaucratic situations, and that's how it happened. So Kobe's gonna have his number retired. I do have a few more questions about this, though. I have a few more. I'm gonna take a quick break. When I get back, I want to find out why this is happening so fast. Because Kobe just played. Like, did he just play in 2015? Do people retire? Do people get their numbers retired that fast? It seemed to me to me, it just seems really fast. I feel like Shaq had his number retired from the Lakers like years after he retired. So I have a theory on this, and when I get back, I'm going to talk to you guys about it a little bit more. I'll be right back.
Are you looking for the very best NFL and college football podcast? Then check out the GSMC Football Podcast. Get the latest football news both on and off the field. From the NFL Draft to trades to the rumor mill to the NFL Combines, they got you covered. That's GSMCpodcast.com/football-podcast. Get updates on college rivalries, game day insights, and much, much more. It's football talk the way you want it. This show eats, sleeps, and breathes football. Don't forget to like them on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. Visit GSMCpodcast.com for more info.
Welcome back to the GSMC Basketball Podcast with your host, Ryan Holloway. So, I'm trying to understand this Kobe thing with you guys. This is something that I'm suffering a mild amount of bewilderment about. I want to understand why they're retiring Kobe's numbers so fast. And I want to understand it because it just seems like players don't have their numbers retired that fast. And my theory about why they're retiring Kobe's numbers so fast is because they don't want Kobe to come back to the league. And I just feel like if they retire fast, if Kobe decided to come back, he can come back and do like a Michael Jordan thing. Like, hey, you can go play for the Wizards if you want. Like, you can go do that if you want to, bro. Like, you can go play for the Hornets because like that's who drafted you the first time. Did you guys know that? Do you guys know that Kobe Bryant was originally drafted by the Charlotte Hornets, but the Charlotte Hornets traded him for Vlade Divac, and then the rest is history, right? Interesting, right? Who knew? Also, when Calipari coached the New Jersey Nets, he wanted to draft Kobe over Kerry Kittles, but people wouldn't let him draft Kobe Bryant. So Kobe also probably could have ended up on the New Jersey Nets, but people wanted the Nets to take Kerry Kittles, and again, the rest is history. Anyway. So yeah, I believe that they're trying to just hurry up and get Kobe's jersey up in the rafters, just because of the way the Lakers are looking, like they're about to start popping again. They've probably been having whispers of Kobe like, "Hey, are y'all looking for a shooting guard, or do y'all need somebody to just put the warm up on? Is there a locker available? Because if it is, I don't want to intrude. It seems like Kobe would be really nice, like while trying to get back on the team, and then to just end up being Kobe Bean again. Like, hey, you guys, would you mind if I just come hang out a little bit? And he comes to hang out, and next thing you know, he's wearing he comes to hang out in like Nike sweats. Next thing you know, he's wearing like a Laker hoodie. Now he's wearing his shorts, and he's wearing like flip flops still. And like a week later, he's wearing shoes, and his ankles are taped up. And somehow he's running the whole practice. Like, I could see Kobe just somehow, like, he's just running the whole practice. And now Luke Walton is like, oh, this happened. How did this happen? How? And somehow Kobe Bryant uses his like mind ninja abilities to just calm LeVar down. Like, he just said something crazy to him that's never reported to us. And then LeVar is suddenly calm. And no one complains about it because Kobe Bryant calmed down LeVar Ball, and then everybody's like, well, there's nothing we can do about it. So my hat goes off to Kobe because I feel like to have your jersey retired anywhere in the world, you have to be a pretty outstanding basketball player, let alone an NBA jersey, like let alone a NBA Laker jersey. Let alone 2 NBA Laker jerseys. So I'm completely with it. Like, I completely get it. I'm all for it. What I did realize, though, interesting contrast as far as, well, to me, I found this to be an interesting contrast. I went to go see the Jay-Z concert in Portland this weekend. Jay-Z put on the show. It was great. Did an incredible job. But There's no but. He did an incredible job. Last time I saw him was in '09. So this is like 8 years, right? So last time I saw him was when Blueprint 3 came out, and this time I seen him when 444 came out. This is in between like 3 albums, right? And I saw him performing, and I could tell that he's older, right? Like I could tell just by like the song selection, even by him like doing 444 songs, you could tell like that vibe was like more relaxed, like the Blueprint 3 vibe. So I could see him becoming like a more seasoned OG performer for the most part. And I feel like I'm looking at him like, okay, well, this concert or like the next concert might probably be like the last concert, because he's an OG. He can't just be traveling all over the world, like just living. I mean, he can, but I just don't know. This is what he always see. Jay-Z always made like this Michael Jordan quote where he always said that like he wanted to walk away from the game when he could still do. He didn't want to walk away from the game and look bad. He wanted to walk away from the game and have people still wonder if he could do it. Like MJ, like when you walk away, it's not like, oh my God, like that guy can't be playing anymore. And I feel like Kobe is like last season was the same way, but it's 82 games. It's not one concert, right? So in the beginning of the season, Kobe was like, oh yeah, I could play. I'm gonna do this for years. Then weeks later, he was like, hey, nope, I can't do this anymore. This isn't fun. I hate this. I'm having a terrible time. My legs hurt. I don't want to do it. It's not fun. Last season, period. And then the last game he dropped 60. And I find this interesting, and then Kobe retires, and we're like, hey, Kobe retired, or whatever. And because he retired as like a legend, we still wonder if he could still do it, you know? But what I think, this is one reason why I'm going to say I respect when old heads, OGs, are more seasoned critics for sports and entertainment, period. When an older person says something like, I don't watch the new stuff. Back in the day, NBA was better because so-and-so was playing, so-and-so was playing, so-and-so was playing. Now, I think people say the same thing about music. Like, I can't listen to this anymore because back in my day when so-and-so was playing and so-and-so was playing and so-and-so was playing, they don't want to listen to music anymore because all the new stuff is whack or whatever. But you know what I think it is? I think people are just lazy. Right? Because I was telling my friend about this, like, man, if Jay-Z retires, doesn't go do shows anymore, who am I going to listen to? Like, I know his whole catalog. Like, I know probably 75% of Jay-Z's songs. And I think that happens with the NBA too. Like, Kobe retires, and I had Laker friends who were like, I'm not going to watch basketball anymore. Like, I have nothing to watch. Really? There's a whole NBA full of players not going to watch anything anymore. And I think it just goes to show the effect that Kobe and Jay-Z, as he said, held it down for 20 summers. Kobe played for 18 seasons, I believe. So for someone to have like that span of success over that course of time it's remarkable. And I see why people become so captivated with one player once he leaves. The game isn't the same anymore. So it's like Kobe Bryant leaves. People are like, I don't want to learn about any new players. Why would I want to learn that? The same way I don't want to learn like a new artist's catalog so I can go see them in concert. So I can rap songs for an hour and 30 minutes. I don't want to do that. Why? Because I don't feel like it. Because I'm lazy. I don't want to invest the time to know all these other songs. It should come naturally. It shouldn't be something you should have to try. I'm sorry, guys. It shouldn't be something you should have to try to do. People turn on the NBA and they're, oh, Kobe's playing. Can't wait to watch Kobe play. Can't wait. And you watch Kobe play and it's like, oh, that was good. He put on a show. That's so exciting. Kobe retires. You're like, I'm not going to watch basketball anymore. I got a couple friends who are trying to be like Laker fans again because the Lakers are lightweight popping, but they don't really want to watch it. They don't want to watch it without Kobe. So with that, one other thing about Kobe. One other thing. I want to congratulate Kobe on just surviving like all the comparisons. Like for the longest, Kobe spent all these years competing with like random people. Like they're random now. Well, not random to be disrespectful, but the adversaries that we used to compare him to, they just seem so foreign now. I remember like when Kobe and the Lakers went up against AI and the Sixers in the championship. AI was my favorite player. I remember comparing the two, going back and forth with my friends when we were younger. Now, looking back, no comparison. There's a comparison, but like, I mean, like really, like there's it's kind of hard to have. It's kind of hard to have that argument. I mean, same thing. I remember when the T-Mac. I remember when the T-Mac conversation was a thing. Kobe or T-Mac, and it was a thing for a solid. I want to say like a solid 3 years because T-Mac was getting buckets, but Kobe out hustle. There was a Eddie Jones thing when Kobe got there. Jeez, like I remember we had a Kobe Antoine Jameson comparison because Antoine Jameson has scored like 50 buckets several times during the week. So did Kobe because he scored like 50 times he scored 50 several times during the week. It was great. So he survived all those comparisons, and with the number 24, I think that team was so impressive to all of us because he did so much less with more. He did so much more with less. Now, would he won those championships like with Shaq, Phil Jackson, Horace Grant, Rick Fox, the old school Lakers squad, Tyronn Lue, everybody, the whole Luke Walton? I think that I'm not going to say those were tarnished, but they were 3 championships, and everyone saw those as like basically Phil Jackson's New Bulls championships. Like they were all Phil Jackson championships, New Bulls with Shaq. And they got rid of everybody, and then Kobe had to do like more with less. He had Lamar Odom, he had Paul Gasol. Paul Gasol did average 18 that year. I'm not going to take anything away from Paul Gasol. Paul Gasol is going to make it to the Hall of Fame. But to see Kobe carry that whole squad to the chip and then beat the Celtics was, I'm gonna say it was something masterful because he did more with less. That's why I can kind of understand where the critics of the quote unquote super teams come in, because they're like, well, this team's unfair because they have this and they have that, and I don't like it because it's too many stars on one team. No. Don't tell me you don't like it because it's too many stars on one team. Just say that you like to see someone do more with less. I think, and I feel like that's a fair thing to say. Rather than saying it's too many stars, because that makes you sound like a hater. Just say that you're impressed when people do more with less. Like that's what it is. That's what you should do. That's how it goes. And that is impressive when people can. It's like a MacGyver thing. People like seeing people be MacGyver. Like when LeBron took, who? Oh my God. Who was it? Delonte West, Boobie Gibson, Mo Williams, Big Z, and I can't even name the rest of those guys. He took them all the way to the finals. They lost to the Spurs. But LeBron dragged the team to the finals, kicking and screaming, dragged them. He did a lot with less. So we like seeing players be MacGyver. And that's why I think Kobe's championships with the number 24, I feel like we had more of an affinity towards those 2 championships. Just because I don't like saying we get the struggle was harder, because I'm not one to measure anyone's struggle. I think that's ridiculous. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that struggle is gonna make you stronger. Adversity is cool, and seeing people do more with less is cool. I'm never gonna tell anyone to struggle. Never gonna do that. But I do understand where people can come from enjoying more with less. For example, I am an amateur bartender. No, you know what? I'm a bartender. Fine. And during the weekend at the hotel, my friends needed some drinks. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to make some stuff. So I went downstairs, bought some mixers. I never really bought a mixer, bought some cranberry juice, and I just made some stuff up. Turns out it was amazing. I was, man, how'd you do that? How'd you make nothing? How'd you make something from nothing? And they were genuinely impressed. I knew it was all like actual stuff I could mix drinks with, because they don't know what they're doing. Then it seemed really impressive. So whenever you can do more with less, people seem to be impressed by it. So Kobe won the championship with Lamar Odom, poor Lamar Odom, Paul Gasol, Derek Fisher again, is I guess more impressive than him winning 3 with Shaq and Derek Fisher again and Phil Jackson again and Rick Fox. I want to say AC Green was on the team, Horace Grant. Geez, a whole bunch of people, a whole gaggle of ex players. I think Shaq was there too. A whole gaggle of players that Phil Jackson had blessed with the Zen magic. Tons of them. So, with that, whether it be 24 or number 8, I'm going to say Kobe's still great. They're going to hang the number up. I don't think that's going to stop him from coming back if he wants to come back. I feel like if Kobe ever wants to come back and play for the Lakers, he's just going to take his jersey down out of the rafters and be like, yo, I want to play again. So I'm going to need, but Kobe, those jerseys aren't actual jerseys. Those are tarps. They're like 25 feet by 30 feet. I want to wear that. You're gonna take it down. I'm gonna put it on. Okay, Mr. Bryant. Now Kobe's wearing this massive tarp, playing ball, and no one's gonna stop him because somehow, some way, I guarantee you that Kobe can stop LeVar Ball, and if he did, everyone would be happy. So that's where we're at with it. When I get back, I am going to talk more about the Ball family. I'm going to talk about Lonzo and his top secret Jedi conversation with LeBron that everyone was so interested in. It turns out it wasn't really that big of a deal, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. So I'm going to take a quick break. When I get back, I'm going to cover that with you guys. Do not go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Okay? Promise? You promise? All right.
Check out the show that's built on the MMA, from the UFC to extreme cage fighting. They got the fights covered. Check out the GSMC MMA Podcast. Get the latest news on past or upcoming fights. Join us as we talk to and about some of the biggest names in the MMA, past, present, and future. When it's the fight game, there's just one show to check out. GSMCpodcast.com/MMA-podcast. Don't forget to like them on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. Visit GSMCpodcast.com for more info.
Welcome back to the GSMC Basketball Podcast with your favorite host, Ryan Holloway, presented on the GSMC Podcast Network for all of your podcast needs. Are you guys excited about tonight? They're going to retire Kobe Bryant's jersey, both of his jerseys, both numbers, number 8 and 24. And like, if they're going to retire both of his numbers, I wonder if they're going to do just all the colors too, like purple, yellow, white, the light blue Minneapolis Lakers color, just all of them. Just retire all the jerseys, every single one. Just replace all the jerseys that are up there with Kobe Bryant jerseys, and you'll be good. You'll be 100% good to go. It's whatever. It's great. So, I'm happy about it. You guys should tune in tonight. Watch Kobe have his jersey retired, both of them, because that's probably going to be the only good thing that's going to happen in the Staples Center tonight, because the Lakers are playing the Warriors, and they're probably going to like ruin that celebration for them. But good luck with that. So speaking of legends, LeBron and Lonzo had a matchup the other night. And as you would probably have guessed, the Cavs won, and LeBron had a triple-double because he's LeBron and that's what he does. And LeBron had some kind words to say to Lonzo, which we all got pretty nosy about, and we want to know what happened. We all wanted to know what was going on in the conversation. We want to know what was leaked and one of the scoops, what was said, because they did that thing where the players walk up to each other and they lift their jerseys up, so we can't like read their lips or whatnot, and it makes us wonder more what they said. I mean, I personally didn't wonder. I wasn't really that concerned because they always do that, and I kind of was thinking when they do that, I feel like they could be talking about anything. They just don't want anyone reading their lips. They could be like, "Hey, man, yo, I got this new Lambo. It was $500,000. Is that too much to pay for a Lambo?" And he's like, "I don't know, man. My Lambo was $200,000. What kind of Lambo was yours?" He's like, "I don't even know. It's the one that doesn't have the doors." "Oh, you don't got the doors on yours?" "Nah, I don't have the doors. Mine isn't one that comes with the doors. I think mine is like manufactured by Audi or something." "Well, you got an Audi Lambo?" And they go back and forth like that. But they're covering their mouths because they don't want to give out like a random endorsement. And it's also none of our business, you know? So they just do that all the time. Another thing is that it's weird because like when players do want to be mic'd up, like they'll wear a mic on the court and then we could actually hear what they're talking about. So if a player volunteers to wear a mic, I don't really know why we need like the extra. I don't know why we need the extras, like top secret lip reading conversations too. But I get it. Everyone's got a job to do. I 100% understand. LeBron had a triple double. Kevin Love somehow, some way had 28 buckets. I don't know how Kevin Love is scoring all these points, but I'm not gonna complain. It's not a thing for me. Lonzo Ball had 13 points, 8 rebounds, and 11 assists. I don't really know if these triple doubles that he's having are like, what's the word? I don't know if the triple doubles that he's having are with these. It's not even a triple double. You know what? This leads me to another point. I feel like because because he gets so much scrutiny, there's two Lonzo camps, right? There's a Lonzo camp that wants him to fail really, really bad. They have a hellacious amount of vitriol towards him and his family. They want him to fail terribly. Then there's the promote Lonzo camp that wants him to be great. And then there's neutral people who don't wish on anyone's downfall, but don't really have a dog in the fight either way. That's me. I feel like the people that are in the promote Lonzo camp, they make all these things seem like triple doubles. And I've started looking at Lonzo numbers and just rounding up. Like I just did it right now to you guys. I rounded up. He had 13 points, 8 rebounds, 11 assists. I'm like, yeah, a triple double, but it's not. It's 8 rebounds. Anyway, enough of that. This isn't about the game. Well, of course it's not about the game. After the game, Lonzo and LeBron walk up to each other and they give this slight little congratulations hug, say what's up. And LeBron looked over to Lonzo and pulled his shirt over his mouth and just said some things to Lonzo, and from what it looked like, you can obviously tell that with the way LeBron was talking and Lonzo not talking at all, but kind of just looking like standing near LeBron as though he was listening, that LeBron was basically just giving him some advice. It didn't seem like an NBA player Lamborghini conversation. It didn't seem like an NBA player make this investment conversation. It didn't even seem like a what's popping in that conversation. It was just a blah 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 blah. And that's where we're at with it. But somehow, some way, with all the technology we have available right now, that can't seem to get me a phone that has reception, or can't seem to get me a camera on my phone that will take a clear picture. With all the technology available other than things from my phone, they were able to find out what LeBron said. And basically he said, find your zone and just stay locked in. The media's going to ask you what I told you right now. Tell them nothing. Just be aggressive every single day. It's white noise to you. That's all it is. All right, let's go. That's what he told the man. He told him that conversation. That's what he said. That was it. But somehow, some way, we got the scoops on this, and now we're like, oh, that's all he said? Yeah, that's all he said. It wasn't a big deal. LeBron kind of brought this up during an interview when he was during the NBA All-Star game. They're going to have captains, and the captains are going to pick who's going to be on each other's teams. And that's going to be kept private. They don't want anyone to know who was picked last, who was picked first, because it may cause some issue. People knowing who was picked last to pick first. LeBron said, did he have a problem with the captain's picks being private? LeBron said, everything doesn't need to be said and people find out. There should be some type of privacy, similar to my conversation with Lonzo. So he knows that his conversation with Lonzo leaked out, and it wasn't even anything like significantly important. He just felt like there should be some privacy, which I feel like he's right about. I mean, if he lifted his shirt up, right, they couldn't have been talking about like plotting like a terrorist attack. Like what? Why would we have such interest, like such curiosity in what one person said to another person? Now, I could see if they both have their jerseys up and they were talking for like a long time, like, oh my God, what are they saying? But for LeBron to lift his jersey up and then Lonzo just listen, it's kind of like, oh, it looks like LeBron was giving him some advice. And Lonzo played it real cool too, because when Lonzo went to the media, of course, after the game, they're like, hey, so what did LeBron say to you? Did he give you a little bit of advice? Lonzo was like, he didn't say anything. Like, so did you try to recruit LeBron at all? No, I didn't say anything. So he even played it cool and didn't even say anything about it. But I feel like for the reporter to ask, hey, to give you some advice, It's like, you already know what he said, but you have to ask because they gotta fill the plot line. If there's no plot line, then we don't have anything. So we have to speculate. I'm actually kind of upset that they found the recording because it would have been I feel like an outstanding practice for us to speculate what he said. Like, hey, if I come to the Lakers and you guys are still, and your brothers are still doing wild things internationally, I'm going to trade you. Or, hey, if I come to the Lakers and your dad is still talking reckless, I'm going to trade you. Or, hey, do you know anything about who spray painted on my house? Like, because y'all live out here in LA. Do you know who's in charge of like running the hate crimes or who does that type of thing? Because somebody needs to pay for my house, even though I don't live there anymore. But somebody spray painted the N-word on my house. I'm not very happy about it. Well, I was just like, nah, I don't even know anything about that. Or, hey, do you know the dopest place to get some chicken at tonight? Because just a bunch of LA questions, right? Because I feel like that's what we can speculate. Other than that, I don't really know. I don't know what the big speculation was about. However, my question is this. If you do walk up to somebody and then you do have your shirt covered over your mouth and you start talking to them, like in Casino, when Joe Pesci and Dom walk out of the jewelry store, they're covering their mouths because the FBI has sent lip readers into Las Vegas to watch them talk. So they got to sit at the bus stop where there's no bugs and no mics and then cover their mouths to talk. So when you do that, it might look like you're not talking about chicken or Lamborghinis or investment deals. I'm just saying you may draw some attention to yourself. But I guess LeBron's just used to doing that. LeBron's just used to covering his mouth. LeBron probably does that at home. When he's chilling at home, if one of his friends call him on his phone, on his Bluetooth, he probably covers his mouth and then goes outside and talks in the Bluetooth. Why? I'm not 100% sure. Maybe he's just used to it because he does live on the compound. So there's probably no video cameras that are like recording his conversations and watching them, but you just get used to it. You just get used to certain stuff like that. Where you ever just walk downstairs and when you walk downstairs, you happen to grab your car keys. Why? Because you're used to it. So that's what he's dealing with right now. So if you see LeBron in his next Sprite commercial and he covers his mouth with a jersey to talk, it's just a force of habit. Don't judge him. He's basically like Joe Pesci in Casino because that's what this is about. Anyway, I'm very happy that LeBron is somebody that's like welcoming Lonzo to the league. This is better than the media coverage that we hear about how they're coming after him. He's got a target on his back because of his dad. His dad put a target on his back. Oh my God, what's he going to do? And that's why I told you guys there's two camps. There's the, I hope Lonzo Ball fails camp. I hope he fails miserably and his whole family too. That's one camp. And there's the promote Lonzo, everything's going to be great camp. There's two camps. And apparently LeBron is in the promote, you're going to be great camp, which I'm completely for. I don't really know if this act might have something to do with LeBron thinking he may end up in LA because, hey man, just stay confident because I'm going to be here soon. So I want to see what you could do before I come over here because if you can't get this jumper together, I'm going to trade you. So you got about 6 more months to get this whole thing figured out because I am going to leave Cleveland. I am going to come here. I will be the new Magic Johnson of LA. Mark my words. And if you're not shooting a jumper well by then, I will trade you. And that's just where we're at with that right now. I will trade you to the Cavs for me. That's what we're going to do. I will do a sign and trade deal at the Cavs. I will trade myself here and you will go to Cleveland. Is that what you want? Lonzo said no. That's why when they asked him what he said, Lonzo was like, he didn't say anything. Because you already know. I don't want those kind of problems. I don't want LeBron trading me. I don't want any parts of that. When I get back, I'm going to talk about another trade. Your man's Carmelo went back to Madison Square Garden, and they actually went on like a world tour of like returning back to old cities. Like PG-13 went back to Indiana, and then Carmelo went back to New York, and things went. I guess you could say things went as expected. There was a video tribute to Carmelo. OKC lost as usual, and basically more OKC problems. Carmelo got booed a little bit. I'm gonna tell you guys all about that when I get back, though. I don't want to give away too much. So the moral of this segment is the next time you have something important to say. I'm sorry. The next time you have something that isn't important to say, but you want to make it look important, lift your jersey up over your mouth and then talk. And that way, if somebody sees you, they'll try to hunt down the sound for it. And then when they hunt down the sound, when they spend all this time hunting down the sound, it won't be a big deal. And then you'll tell your friends like, hey yo, I got the sound from the Mr. B and Mr. A conversation. Like, oh my God, we got it. All right, let's play the sound. Let's play it. All right, they put it in, load it, USB drive, click, click, and it plays. It's all white noise to you. Just keep grinding. Do what you got to do. All right. And your friends are like, that's it, dude. That's it, dude. You woke me up and had me drive here for this. Unbelievable. All right, well, write the story, and that's where you're at. So moral of the story is if you want to look important and just lift your jersey up and then talk a little bit, you'll be cool. I'm going to take this brief commercial break, and I'll be right back to tell you about the return of Melo to the Garden. Talk to you guys soon.
Check out the show built around the women of MMA. From the UFC to the extreme cage fighting, we got the fights covered.
Listen.
It's the Golden State Media Concepts Women's MMA Podcast. The latest news of upcoming fights, discussions of previous matches. Join us as we talk to and about the biggest names in women's mixed martial arts, past, present, and future. When it's the women's fight game, you know where to listen to. The Golden State Media Concepts Women's MMA Podcast.
Welcome back to the GSMC Basketball Podcast with your favorite host, Ryan Holloway. In case you guys missed it, I was just telling you what the top secret conversation was between Lonzo and LeBron. The top secret one that required LeBron to cover his mouth with his jersey because it's none of anyone's business what he was talking about. And you know what we did? We dug deeper and found information and found some type of hot mic somewhere to find out what he said. And guess what he said? Words of encouragement. He said, hey, man, keep doing what you're doing. Everything else is white noise. Keep grinding. Stay focused. Stay locked in. And that's the information we got. Yay. So, yeah, that's kind of one of those things to tell us to mind our own business. You know what I mean? It's like, say if you picked up someone's phone and then like there was a note on it that said, put my phone down. I'm like, oh, I guess they knew I was going to do this. So big ups to LeBron for out hustling the media. I can appreciate that. I also covered... Also, if you guys get a chance, jump back to the front of this because they're retiring Kobe's number tonight. They're going to retire it against the Warriors. They're retiring both of his numbers, 8 and 24, both numbers at the same time. They're retiring both of his numbers. I think it's pretty cool. Kobe's stats between both those numbers are the same. He scored about 16,000 points with each number, has about the same amount of assists, about the same amount of rebounds, about the same amount of games played in each jersey. No, I'm sorry. Regular season wins about the same amount, off by about 50. So while we're talking about all these amazing accolades for these players, whether it be Kobe and his jerseys being retired or LeBron and his coaching of a younger player that looks up to him, or maybe just getting him ready for LeBron's appearance in LA, who knows? We have Carmelo. After all that, we have Carmelo. And Carmelo returns. Carmelo goes ahead and returns to MSG, Madison Square Garden, for his first return since being traded. Apparently, he got a couple boos at first. Like, people booed him, which I don't really understand. I don't see why they would do that. Well, I'm sorry. Let me not lie to you guys. First they played a montage. They played like a little, they play like a small highlight video of him, like a little highlight thing, like, hey, yo, we miss you. Thanks for the years. Thanks for spending so much time here. Thanks a lot. We appreciate it. After that, in the first half, they began to boo him. When he got the ball, they would boo him a little bit here and there, which was kind of rude because it seems like the Knicks are stunting, right? So the Knicks beat OKC by 16, and with that win, they went ahead and moved past the Knicks 16. They moved with that. They have a record now of 16-13. Melo said he was happy for him, happy to see those guys playing well and all that. But Kristaps Porzingis and Tim Hardaway Jr. Were both on the bench, and they still beat OKC. Now, here's my thing. OKC, they end up getting Carmelo in this trade or whatever, right? Now, and then Carmelo goes back and gets booed. I'm not sure why he got booed though, because I don't know. Fans boo whatever. I'm not a huge fan of the boo. I think for all of us are intelligent enough to have a different type of cheer that would be disrespectful to someone. Because I feel like we've been booing people for thousands of years. I feel like the Greeks booed people. I feel like they booed people in biblical times. I think before evolution, like microbes were booing each other. Like, I feel like we need to stop. A boo is just a sound. Boo, it's a sound. We can do better. I'm not sure who's in charge of insults that can be easily cheered in unison by a crowd, but I need someone to rethink the whole booing thing, because to me it's played out. Anyway, he got booed, and I'm not really sure why, because I know Phil Jackson said that they couldn't win with Carmelo, and then Carmelo basically said, Carmelo in so many words, didn't want to play for Phil Jackson anymore, didn't want to play under Phil Jackson, and Dolan ended up getting rid of them both. And you guys boo Carmelo? I don't really understand. I don't get it. I feel like there should be more cheering of your own team rather than like the booing of the Melo. Carmelo said in his quote that he was very happy to see those guys having a good time. It was good to see positivity there, because he remembers when it was fun there and when it wasn't fun, something along those lines. But basically talking about people having fun while they're there, which I kind of found to be an interesting quote, because it's kind of like, well, you were there when they weren't having fun. So is that a you thing or a Phil Jackson thing? Like, who was stopping the fun? Like, where were we at where no one was having fun? That's my concern about it. That's kind of what I wanted to know. But I mean, I'm happy for the Knicks, because the Knicks are better, and like they're better without him, and that's good for the Knicks, because it kind of seems like the Knicks were concerned about being that bad breakup where it's like, we got to let it go. We got to delete the numbers, delete the Facebook. We got to do everything. We can't have anything to do with him anymore. We just got to get rid of it. We got to go cold turkey, just wash everything. We got to get rid of it. We're done. And they're better for it now versus like, I mean, OKC, who probably might not make playoffs this year. The Knicks are 16-13. They're in 6th place. And OKC is in 8th. So I feel like the Knicks kind of did that breakup thing where, they're like, hey, well, Carmelo had to do the breakup thing where his team isn't doing very well and his situation is not very like outstanding. And then he sees his ex, which is the Knicks, doing really well. He's like, oh yeah, I'm really happy for you guys. It's good to see you growing and good to see growth. And yeah, it's just an awesome thing. I'm really proud of you. I'm really proud of you. That's like when you're out somewhere, then you see someone this is never happening, by the way. I'm just going by memes, because everything I do is an upgrade in my life. It's always awesome. But this is like the meme when they say when you're out somewhere and then like you see your ex with someone that's like taller than you and like better looking than you and just overall just a better individual than you, and you kind of got to smile and like give them that S eating grin and be like, hey, my God, it's so good to see that. It's good to see that you're out dating LeBron. That's great. I'm so happy for you. Oh, is that a Lamborghini that you're standing next to? Oh, that's awesome. Are you wearing a diamond watch? Oh, that's Or you're walking on clouds. So I'm very happy for you. I knew you could do it. I've always been one to believe in you. That's what Carmelo basically had to tell them. That's what they let them know. But I feel like OKC's going to start doing better just because they're in 8th place. At one point they were in 12th. So I'm gonna say that they're making strides. They're working on. They had a solid game on Friday night. The game went into overtime against the Sixers. They got a solid win. Westbrook had 30 Paul George had 24, and so did Carmelo. He also had 24. They moved the ball. They moved the ball around very well. Carmelo was hot. Paul George was hot. They moved the ball around pretty well. And I'm gonna say that towards the end, Russ turned his game on, and I feel like the other guys did a really good job of finding shots. Now, they can't play like that all the time. However, if they do play like somewhere near that level, I think they're going to be fine. Carmelo had some shooting woes in the beginning at one point. At one point last week, based on all his numbers, he was shooting the worst he's ever shot in his career. But he's shooting better now, and I think that it's all about the way he's shooting the ball. Because once he's shooting the ball and spread the defense more, it'll make more room for cutters. We can get more easy buckets for cutters. So everything's going to be okay. It just maybe his MSG return didn't quite go as they wanted it to, because the Knicks had 2 starters on the bench and OKC lost by 16, which is fine. Sometimes you lose games. They're still just working out this whole all-star thing. They gotta work out this super team thing. For those of you guys that call this a super team, where you go get some players that were all Olympians and put them on one team and say, hey, super team, it's not that easy. It's not. So you say, I told you guys earlier, I can appreciate when people can appreciate doing more with less, and they're going to do more with less right now, because you may think it's a lot they have, but no, it's actually less chemistry than they had last year. So appreciate OKC. I hope they make the playoffs, because if they don't make the playoffs, it's not going to be pretty. It is not going to be pretty. With that, I appreciate you guys joining me for another GSMC Basketball Podcast on the GSMC Podcast Network. This has been your favorite host, Ryan Holloway. I ask you to live long and prosper and watch out for potholes.
You've been listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Basketball Podcast, part of the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. You can find this show and others like it at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Download our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and Google Play. Just type in GSMC to find all the shows from the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network, from movies to music, from sports to entertainment, and even weird news. You can also follow us on Twitter and on Facebook. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed today's program.